about hydration and posture tips to stay energized. This is a must see video for you if you are an executive mom and you have issues with energy levels or low energy levels. Well, as an executive mom, you're constantly juggling a high pressure job, family life, demands of everyday professional and personal life, and staying energized throughout the day is essential. Right, so you already know that hydration, I mean, all of us know, right? Water is so essential, and hydration is very critical for maintaining energy. But did you also know that there's a connection between your posture and hydration levels, and together these can affect your energy levels? Now, if these two are often overlooked because posture is something you think about it as just sitting up straight, and eventually you fall into, well, most of us fall into a slouched or slump posture, and we, as much as we correct our posture, we tend to fall into a poor posture again. And hydration is something we are all aware of, that we should be drinking that 6 to 8 glasses of water every day, etc., etc. I'm not going to go into the details of that. However, that is also something that is often overlooked, and we probably remember it at the end of the day. I have been guilty of that, especially in these winter months. Now, in our video today, we will explore the connection between hydration and posture, and how you can optimize a couple of tips really to optimize both of these to prevent energy slumps. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain despite low energy levels and brain fog, or lack of focus, or mommy brain as it's often called. And I do so by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modifications, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, adrenal fatigue, if you're aware, is a very broad term, but the most important symptoms for me were low energy levels and brain fog or lack of focus. So those are the ones that I mostly focus on. All right, so I don't want to take up too much of your time because we are moms, we are busy people. So getting back into the topic for today, which is hydration and posture tips to stay energized for executive moms. Now, water, as I was saying, I'm just going to touch upon this very briefly and give you some practical tips. Initially, I was thinking that this is something that everybody knows, but then these are things that we sometimes need reminder about. So just bear with me if this is oversimplified for you. But water is fundamental for every function in the body, right? So even mild dehydration can leave you irritated, foggy, and fatigued. By foggy, I mean lack of focus or brain fog. Now, staying hydrated is critical because it boosts your blood circulation, regulates your body temperature. It prevents your muscle fatigue, and because dehydration can cause cramping in the muscles, it can cause stiffness. Makes it harder to manage symptoms of inflammation, or if you're already suffering from muscle pain, it makes it harder for the body to recover if you don't have enough hydration or enough water in your body. Now, also, when you have muscle cramps or when you have pain because of that lack of water, there is an indirect connection with posture here. Because if my upper back or my mid back has got a painful area, like right now I have a little bit of a strain on my rotator cuff, so basically those are your scapular or the shoulder blade muscles, and because of that I'm not able to keep my shoulder from rounding. So throughout the day I keep correcting my posture, I'm working on that injury, but because my muscles are cramped, because my muscles are painful, I'm finding it difficult to maintain a good posture on my right shoulder here. So because of that, my whole upper back tends to slouch a lot nowadays. So do you see how that there is a connection there between your hydration levels and your poor posture? And as I mentioned, I also understand that I'm not drinking enough water in these winter months, and that's contributing. Anyway, moving away from me. So, of course, we all know that we should drink those 6 to 8 or 8 to 10 glasses of water daily, and especially if you consume caffeine, especially to keep yourself warm in the winter months, make sure that you're hydrating enough. One of the tricks that has helped me is to drink a cup of water or a glass of water every time I go for a cup of coffee or tea. All right, so let's get to the more interesting part about the posture now. So just looking at my notes here. So maintaining a poor posture, so like, when you're slouched or you are craning your neck forwards, which is known as a forward head posture, um, it can it doesn't just cause pain in your spine and muscles, it also lowers your energy level. Now, how does that happen? When you're slouched like this, it impedes your breathing or hinders your breathing, because when you are in a poor posture, it compresses your diaphragm. That's the muscle that's sitting under your lungs. So diaphragm is the muscle. When it, when it moves upwards, your lungs are getting contracting, you're breathing out, and when you breathe in, the lungs expand and the diaphragm moves down. Now this is of course a very simplified version of what's happening down there with the breathing mechanism and respiratory mechanism. However, that when you are sitting like this, when you're slouched, when you're slumped, you will not be able to have that full expansion of the diaphragm, and of course it's going to affect your lung capacity or your breathing capacity in the long run. So that is one thing. The other thing is slouching places undue stresses on your back, neck, shoulder, again leading to fatigue and discomfort. There is a reduced blood flow, so sitting in a hunch position can restrict circulation to a certain extent, making it harder for your body to function optimally. Now, what happens when your muscles are working? Muscles need oxygen for that energy that they produce, right? So they need that oxygen, that blood flow that comes to the muscles for the energy in the for the muscles to perform optimally, basically. So when you have a reduced circulation, of course the muscles are not going to function optimally. So that is the connection there. Now, hydration and posture, how are these connected? Now, for example, hydration, when you are well hydrated, your discs, that are the spongy structures between your vertebrae, which are extremely important, they are well lubricated, they are nourished, they're able to maintain that pressure within the disc, and they're able to keep the spine in a neutral alignment. Now, what happens is usually when we think alignment, we are only thinking about the spine, the vertebrae in the spine. However, if these are your two vertebrae and there's a disc in between here, so just imagine there's a disc here and these are your two vertebrae. If that disc doesn't maintain that space between the vertebrae and it is not hydrated enough, because the disc is majorly made up, I mean, it's got a lot of water content, then what happens is it gets compressed, and then these bones will start to rub on each other, or they will be close together. The nerves that are exiting from either side of the spine, these nerves are going to get irritated, compressed, you're going to have nerve pain, sciatica, arm pain if it's in your neck. So you see how hydration is very important. And of course, when your discs are not able to maintain that space between the vertebrae, it is going to lead to a poor posture, because your spine is not going to be able to maintain itself in a neutral alignment. So of course, the proper posture also distributes your weight evenly, preventing any undue strain on any part of the spine. So they're both connected to each other, and your hydration and your posture both are connected to each other, and they're both contributing to each other. So, this is like a powerful duo in our body in maintaining your spinal health and preventing degenerative or arthritic kind of spinal conditions. You know, when I talked about this vertebrae coming together and rubbing on each other with the osteophytes that form and everything, that would lead to more degeneration in the spine. I'm not going to go into the details of degeneration in this video, otherwise, it'll get too long. So, you can have a look at my YouTube channel. I've done a couple of videos on this, and of course, the solutions for that. So you can have a look on my channel, or you can type my name, Swati Prakash, degeneration or spinal degeneration, and those videos will come up for you. All right. So now, what can you do to maintain this proper hydration? Of course, is to take, and posture is to take hydration breaks. Now, this is not just because you're hydrating yourself, because when you got to have that water, you're getting out of this constant. Suppose I'm sitting in this position for say 8 hours. I'm getting out of this position, even if it's just to move to the other side of the desk, pick up that glass of water and drink it, or best if you can get up and go get a glass of water for yourself, right? So take hydration breaks. During that hydration break, just stand up, give yourself 2 seconds to give yourself a good stretch, right? So you could do that. Try and maintain a neutral spine. So sit with your feet flat on the floor. If your feet are dangling up because your chair is too high, put a stool under your feet so they're not dangling up. Do not sit with your legs crossed and on your toes, right? So put a footstool under, or if you have one of those chairs that have got the footrest, then use those. Of course, movement is very important, because when you are moving, that water content within the discs between those vertebrae that we were just talking about, that fluid, the movement keeps happening, and there is a process where the water content in the disc is maintained because of that movement. I'm not going to go into the details, as osmosis and a lot of science there, but you do need movement to maintain that spinal health. And of course, that is something that you want to do to prevent your back, neck, spinal nerve pain and joint pain as well. All right, so really that was all I wanted to address in the video today. However, there are more details that I wanted to cover, which I have put into a blog that I have written on the same topic on hydration and posture tips. So I will leave a link to that blog in the description of this video. That blog also has a link to a free guide on how to maintain your posture when you are working from home. So I'm not giving you a guide on hydration, because really everybody knows how to do that. There are n number of videos out there. But of course, I wanted to give you a simplified free guide on posture. So have a look at that blog. And if you're watching me on Instagram, the link to the blog is in my bio. If you're watching me in real time, it'll be there, the very first link in the blogs. However, if you can't find it, you're watching this any other time, do message me and I will send it across to you. Just write the word posture and comment with the word posture, and I'll send it to you. Alrighty, I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, any comments, do let me know. I know this was a very simple topic. However, sometimes these simple things are the most powerful ones. So I hope that was useful for you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.